And welcome to the Fat Squirrel Speaks. Today is Tuesday, January 14th, and this is episode 94, I believe. How are you? I'm your hostess, Amy Beth, also known as the Fat Squirrel on Ravelry, and the Fat Squirrel, that's SQRRL, on Instagram. How are you? Thank you for coming back. If you're new, how are you? I hope you had a good week. I did. Let's think about it. Okay, let's do administrati first. This week's episode will contain, no spinning, but knitting. It will contain shameless self-promotion. It will contain circular needle chat. And depending on the time, perhaps fiber chat. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe I should save fiber chat for next week because I might have actual spinning. That would make more sense. Let's do that. But first, let's do administrati! Sand Stockinette Zombies. Not Sand Stockinette Zombies. A la Stockinette Zombies. Okay, so first thing I need to show you is the lovely Erin of Bling Your String. She does a 3-month Project Pouch of the Month club, and she has been so kind to donate, and generate, quite frankly, because she does make them, to donate each of her 3 project pouches for her club. She has different like flavors. One is bold and beautiful. One is lions, tigers, and pigs. Oh my, I believe. There's several different varieties. And which one is this? This one is Under the Sea. So she sent me different ones so you could get an idea. And so she sent this one for a prize. Isn't it cute? And as usual, she gives you lovely little stitch markers that match. It's a zippered pouch. And the lining is like a this. So again, that's Erin of Bling Your String. She also sent me another goodie. There's a penguin stitch marker in there. Don't let my daughter see this. Oh my god, look how cute that is. Shush. Can you see that? Is it too glary? There we go, that's better. What's up with that? I realized that before. I might have stolen it. Luckily I didn't. Good for you. So anyway, that will be part of, I believe we're going to do a 2,000 member giveaway. That's exactly what it's going to be. So as soon as we hit 2,000 members in the group, and we're very close, I will put up a thread that will be something exciting. That will be fun for me to read, because quite frankly, I need to be entertained. And we'll give that away. And there's a project bag from Plover Bird, which looks exactly like this one. And there's some beautiful self-striping yarn from, who is in my Plover Bird pouch bag. Oh, I don't have her thing. But Julianna's Fibre, who does the beautiful self-striping of gorgeousness. It's not this colorway, but it's very pretty. It's all purpley and lovely. So there'll be that. 2,000 members, people. We're so close. Can you believe it? Can't believe it. So exciting. So that'll happen soon. Probably. Okay. So that's the administrativeness. Also in administrativeness, some of you sent me your double zeros and triple zeros. You're so cute. Thanks. I'm well stocked. But that's it. Yay! Shenanigans! There are none. Let down. Wah. Sorry. Was totally mostly shenaniganless. Really? I know. We had snow days all week. Remember how last time we recorded, I was like, it was on Wednesday, and I was like, I'm pretty sure we're going to have a snow day. Yeah, we had a snow day on Thursday and another one on Friday. What is that about? A whole week. We had a 3-week winter break instead of a 2-week. But the child is back in school today. So, yay! I am not going to pretend that I am a fabulous mother. He's like, no, it's been my children 24 hours a day, my child. I'm lovely and selfless and wonderful and perfect. No, I am not. I am terrible. On Monday, I was like, I feel so invigorated. And I was doing all this stuff and I was like, I have so much energy. And then all of a sudden I was like, I'm pretty sure that's because I'm the only person in the house today. My introvert power consumption had been turned off for 3 weeks. And suddenly it was back. Yay! So I will not pretend I'm a good person. I'm not. It was really funny because I've stopped drinking Diet Coke again. If you know me, if you've watched the show before, you know I've stopped before. I I fell off the wagon. I'm back on the wagon. So I was like, oh, maybe my liver is happy and it's processing all my toxins more efficiently because I'm not drinking Diet Coke anymore. And then I was like, yeah, no, I'm pretty sure it's just because I'm alone finally after 3 weeks. Whatever. My liver's happy too. It's contributing to the overall sense of good health and happiness. Peppers. So, but that's pretty much the shenanigans of the week. It was crazy. We went out to a movie on Friday because, quite frankly, I usually don't go out to movies because I'm a cheapskate. I am. And so we don't go out to movies very often, but we did go out to see, we wanted to see Walking with the Dinosaurs. Mom and my daughter wanted to see that, but it was already out of the theater that's close to us. So we went to see, is it Frozen? Oh my gosh, I don't even know what it's called anymore. It's the Walt Disney one where it's icy. So that was enjoyable. My daughter really liked it, I kind of enjoyed it too. I'm not usually into movies like that. Musicals make me kind of uncomfortable a lot of times. So I'm weird, I know. Reenactors and musicals and dramatic plays and whatnots make me very uncomfortable. Maybe because this one's animated, it didn't bother me as much. But it was kind of fun because it had some like old school musical elements, which like old school musicals, like something about the music or musical arrangements or something kind of felt like nostalgic in a way. Did anybody else feel that way? It's probably been said a million times. And because I don't consume media very well, I just didn't know. So I'm sorry if I'm saying the same thing that everybody has said about that movie in every review that was written. I'm kind of daft. I don't follow up on these things. But it was enjoyable, but not particularly exciting. Sorry. Yeah, nothing. So let's get into it. Let's talk about knitting. I'm wearing a finished object. Can you see that I am? Where's the fancy side? There it is. There's the fancy bits. This is the Measure in Love hat by Megan, Just Run It, of Stockinette Zombies fame. And I made mine. It is written for DK, worsted, or fingering held double. I have, this was Hazel Knits Artisan Sock in the Aquarius colorway, and of course I held it double. I made the second largest size. My head is 23 inches in circumference. And I believe the last 2 sizes were 22 and 24. I have a giant head. Luckily it doesn't look like I have a giant head because I have a matchingly giant body. Score. Oh, so I was kind of in between sizes, but I knew that my gauge would probably be a little bit bigger than was written. So I made the 22 inch and I'm very pleased with the sizing and very pleased with the overall product. Now, because my gauge was a little bit off, I did not have enough yarn to do the full 2 repeats of the fanciness. But I just did the full repeat and then like up through row 24-ish of the second repeat, which basically is like the full fancy. There's like a little bit of filler between the fancies. So I just cut out the second repeat's filler. And I think it worked out very well. I'm not at all displeased with the length or how the fancy came out. I love it. Thanks, Megan. I have another finished object. I can't remember what size needles I knit this on. I believe I knit it on 4s. Yes, because the pattern suggests 5s. I knit it on 4s. Okay? It has a very nice consistency of the fabric. It always seems, and I don't, maybe this is a thing. Does anybody know if this is a thing? It always seems when I knit something with fingering weight held double, it's very scooshy. Like I've knit socks with this Artisan sock in a different colorway and they are not particularly scooshy. I believe it's 90% merino, 10% nylon, if I'm not mistaken. And they don't feel particularly scooshy, but when you hold it double, of course it's also got garter, but so scooshy. I love it. It's awesome. It is garter stitch. I said last week I did not knit the garter stitch in the round. I knit it, I wrapped along one side of the fancy pattern. I just wrapped that slip stitch and then went back. I did back and forth knitting so that I wouldn't have to purl because I'm lazy like that. Okay, second finished object. This is the Foolproof. This is my second Foolproof. And I still can't remember who wrote the pattern. I have to look at that really quickly. I apologize for this delay. But if you're used to watching the podcast, you're probably used to it. If you're used to watching the podcast, what else? It's the Foolproof cowl. Oh, and it's not on this one. Oh, I'm such a nerd. I apologize. I don't know who wrote the pattern. That was gifted to me by a viewer. And this is my second one. Now, my first one I knit with fingering weight. This one is undetermined. I believe it's like probably DK-ish. Do you like it? And it is with some Handspun that I spun by Dyeabolical Fibers in the Oh, for the love of pants colorway. So anything you see that has a bit of like rusty red in it, that is Handspun. But it also has blues and basically all of these colors. The solids, you can see gold and the green and the blue were yarn I bought at Rhinebeck, and I apologize, it's not windmill. It's a wind-powered mill in Maine. It'll be in the show notes. I've said it before. I'm sorry. But I didn't know the colorways because my tags did not have colorways or weights written on them. But they were 50 grand skeins and they're about 110 yards each. So I did that. And I just used a random number generator to decide how many stripes of each one I would have. And I totally like it. It looks very handspun because I striped every other row was handspun. So I did a row of blue, row of handspun, row of yellow, row of handspun, row of green, row of handspun. So I think it makes it look a lot like handspun, like throughout. But it was a good way to stretch my handspun. Can I say handspun anymore? Maybe. Let's try. What else do I need to tell you? The pattern uses an edge, it's garter stitch, obviously. You start with a triangle-y shape, like you're making a shawl, which you can see right here. And then normally you knit one side, and then you stop, and then you knit the other side, and then you join them up with another triangle-y bit. As I discussed last time, I didn't want to do that because I was not sure how much yarn. I had plenty of yarn. I still have yarn left over. I can definitely make like a pair of mittens or a colorway hat or something. But I was not sure how much I would have. So I just knit one side and then knit the triangle. I mean, I made that one side the length of two sides. Does that make sense? But so my triangles are right next to each other instead of being on opposite sides. So here's my second triangle. I like the second triangle better. I did not use the yarn overs. And if I knit this again, which I will at least one more time, but probably more, get used to seeing this, people, sorry. If I knit it again, I'm going to totally use this, which basically I just didn't do it. What I would do is for the beginning triangle, I would not use a yarn over increase. I would use like a left-right increase, like I make one, except I do the yarn over, backwards yarn over, which is essentially equivalent. I just enjoy it more. But this one I just, instead of, you have to compensate for your decreasing because you're making a triangle that goes point. So in the original pattern, you have to do yarn overs and then like double decreases. I just didn't do the yarn overs. I just did the one decrease and I like it. The decreases are like opposite slant than what you would normally do, but I like it. It gives it more of like a little spine in the middle. So it's very long. Whoop. It does block out a bit. I didn't block it, stretch it out. I just washed it and then laid it flat to dry. But I totally, look, I'm so fancy. National Geographic, here I come. Doesn't it look pretty? Shush. So that's it. I like it. You could probably definitely wrap it 3 times. But so the pattern is written like as a verbatim pattern, but then there's also like more of a recipe. I didn't really look at the recipe because I was lazy. Okay, 3 times is ridiculous. I mean, if it was very cold and you had a smaller neck. But I'm okay with the 2 times. Because I like the cowl to keep the back of my neck warm, but I don't like the I don't like the short cowl because I don't really like the constriction. So what I need to say? I believe so. This is a lot of knitwear, but I'm doing a knitting podcast, hush. I almost wore my sweater too, but that would be crazy talk. So those are all my finished objects. Okay, the next thing we're talking about was works in progress. Oh, I did totally bring over. This is how much yarn I have left from my project. So that pattern was also gifted to me by Sheepwalking. Thank you. I've gotten lots of use out of it already. So I originally had 300 yards of a 4-ounce in my handspun. And then these were each 50 grams. And they had, again, like 110 yards. So there's still, I bet there's at least, I bet there's at least 70-ish grams left of that. So definitely wants to be mittens, I think. One day when it can be reborn. I did work on my sweater, but I'm not going to show you because it doesn't really look any different. So let's not be silly, people. Okay, the next project I'm working on, you have not seen before. My friend's daughter, like my sister friend, that I've known forever and ever, her daughter loves pigs. So I'm late because her birthday was like more than a week ago already. But whatever. I'm knitting her round pig. It's a pattern by Clare Doornbos. Who's the natty knitter? Isn't it cute? I cannot tell you how long I agonized over which pig to make. Because there's like this kind of like cartoony-ish pig. And then there is also, I mean, there's lots of pigs, but they tend to be in 2 veins. Cartoony pig and realistic pig. And I really wanted to make the realistic pig. But probably the cartoony pig will be more appreciated, right? Probably. So I'm not terribly far on that. But oh goodness. I'm knitting this on my Chow Goose size US 3. And this is Peace Fleece, which was donated to me by a viewer who wished to remain anonymous. And I apologize, I have the color band somewhere, but it's pink. It's the only pink one they have. Hush. Figure it out. So this is a fun one. You knit it sideways. So this is the cast on. You knit it sideways, and then you make the little piggy body, short row shaping, and then you put on the feet and the tail and the ears. I'm not so happy about that. I do like to sew bits on. The tail's not bad. The ears are also garter stitch. I'm in love with garter stitch. I can't stop. The only thing that saved this pattern from me making the realistic pig was that it was garter. I was like, okay, I love you, garter stitch. Okay, it's fine. So can you see that it's got a little, the nose, you like cinch up and then you sew its tummy seam and then you sew its little rump diddly umpish. And then you put in a tail and put in legs and ears. It's kind of washing the pink out. I mean, it is a very light pink with teal and purpley fuchsia-y blips in it, but slightly darker than that. Not too much though. It doesn't take very much yarn. I think, yeah, 120 yards. So it's a little project. And it's suggested for US 3s. With pink double knitting, which I believe she's English, so that would be worsted weight yarn, right? Am I making that up? I don't know. But it's very cute. So there's that. Okay, that was very short. Luckily I have more to talk about, okay? Okay. So there's been a thread on the Fat Squirrel Speaks Ravelry group. Join us so we can get a 2,000 member giveaway, okay? Also so you can join in the fanciful conversation. But there has been a thread on there about circular needle storage, but it's also come to some circular needle brand talk. So I'm going to talk very briefly about the infamous Chinese needles, the Jin-Que needles. So I'm going to talk briefly about those, and then I'm going to talk about how I store my needles, which is totally ghetto. Whatever. Okay. So the first thing we talk about, if you've watched the show for a while, or if you listen to Paula's podcast, Knitting Pipeline. She talked originally about these needles, and she brought them to SSK, and I wanted some. So I got some. They come in a package like this. They are available on eBay. Please, I will try to remember to put the link in the show notes. Please remember me. And you get a package that goes from 000s up to about, I think, a US 8, US 7, or US 8. I'm not sure. They come stamped with the English sizing. So you can just either use your needle gauge or you can use a conversion. I recommend using a needle gauge because these needles, you get, what is it, 8 pairs or something? For like $7, including shipping. Okay. So they're an excellent value for that price. Would I pay $18 for a pair of these? No. Well, maybe the US 00s. I totally would. Well, not $18. That's not crazy. But I would happily pay $8 to $12 for the US 00s because it's hard to get 00s for socks for me to knit on. And I like them a lot. A lot. Would I pay $18 or would I pay $10 for the US 7s? No, I would not. I would buy ChowGoos because they're my favorites. However, $7 for all of them, heck yes, I would pay that. And I have about 4 times because I've given sets away as gifts to my mother, to my own mother. So I think they're good. So I believe these are the 000s. So the I've mostly used the 00s, the 0s, and the 1s. Though, because I have fewer commercial or other needles in those sizes, and also I just often find I need those sizes. Okay, so here are the US. I believe one of these is a 7 and one of these is an 8. Okay, and you can see these tips are much more blunt. Now the size 0s, 00s, 1s, they're very pointy. Even the 2s are as I think comparably pointy to a ChowGoo, comparably, maybe not quite, but they're in that ballpark. However, these larger sizes are definitely much blunter. I have a pair. Oh, here's the 7s. Here are ChowGoo's 7s. It's bedlam. Oh, they also have the bent back, which some people don't like. I don't mind. ChowGoos do not. They have a straight one. But so here's for comparison. Here is the same size in a ChowGoo. So the ChowGoo is the pointier one. They have a similar brushed surface, which some people do not like. And the cable is very similar to the ChowGoo red lace cable. It is marginally thicker. But I like that cable. Like, I don't like a Haya cable, that real floppy cable. I do not like that cable. So I like a meatier cable. I think that's it. The joints, I think are comparable. They're slightly less tapered on the larger sizes. You probably can't tell the difference because it's hard to see even just looking at them. Like in person. It's hard to see just looking at them. Is that all I needed to say? Surface is similar to the ChowGoos. The cable is similar, slightly heavier than the ChowGoo cable, the red lace ChowGoos. And the tips on the smaller needle, on the smaller sizes are comparable to the ChowGoo, but on larger sizes are much more similar to, I believe, these. I had a pair, no, those are all pointies. The delivery man is here, I believe. My dog might have a bit of a fit at you. I'm sorry. I really had this all planned out. I thought I had the other pair of needles out. But I believe these are Addies, right? With the bronzish color navel. Cable. I think they're comparable to the Addies. See, look, that's pretty similar. The Addie is this one. The Jin-Que is this one. And I think they're comparable. I mean, slightly blunter maybe. but not much. So anyway, I hope that helps if you're interested in buying them. Not everybody likes them. I still think they're just to have as a spare set. If nothing else, they're an awesome value for that. Or again, if you have, if you try to teach people knitting here and there, and you want to just have a spare set so they can take them with them, it's also a great idea for that. So, that's that. Let's talk about how we store our cable needles. I feel very Mr. Rogers all of a sudden. For no really good reason. These are my 7s, right? These things are like broomsticks. Okay, so here is my 7-year-old needle storage system. Actually, no, that's totally not a lie. That's totally a lie. I believe this is more like a 15-year-old. Yes, this is like a 15-year-old needle storage system. It's very fancy. Are you ready? Okay, so it's a binder with sheet protectors. And I just used a label and wrote on there, for example, size 0, 16. I separate mine into 2 lengths, 16 inches and then longer. And that's really all I have for mine. I like them because as you can see, I do not keep my original packaging. So this, for me, is the best way to do things. I am currently trying to do a sewn circular needle holder. That will be like that I'm trying to design, but I don't know when that'll happen. It's a lot of thinky people. And then I have in the back just like an extra pocket that I have like some random color cards jammed into. So that's really what I use. I know it's not very glamorous. I apologize. But somebody on the thread showed this thing, which I immediately was like, yes, that is what I must have. Okay. This is an Iris, I-R-I-S, photo storage system. It is meant to store photographs. So sorry, there's more of these. It is meant to store photographs. So there are multiple sizes. This one is the one where you buy a pack of 2 and you get it's like $40 for a package of 2, I think. It has 12 little individual containers. Little individual containers look like this. And they have they have like a little latch. And they open up like that. And there's a little bit of thickness on the top. And that. Okay. So I saw this and I was like, yes, that will be my new needle storage system. If nothing else, that's not very attractive to look at, my binder. However, and I'm not disappointed in my purchase at all. Oh, and how it locks is it has like this little double handle. And one of the handles locks down. And then you can carry it like a little briefcase. However, I'm not disappointed with my purchase, even though I don't think I'm going to use them for my needle storage. Because, this is like an excellent storage system in general. I'm sure I can figure out something, if not actual photographs. But this is why I don't like it for my needle storage. I thought, well, maybe if you use the actual original packaging these needles come in, it would work better for me. But they don't actually fit. You could like trim them down. Not happening. And this is the only problem, and I don't know if this is actually a problem, but I think it would not be good for me. Because I do not keep packaging, or when you open them up, they all want to like come out. Just me, okay? But you can put them back in there, and it's not like it's terribly difficult to put them back in there. I just don't know if I'm going to use it as well as the binder. I haven't decided. I'm not at all disappointed with my purchase because I think there's like 1,012 things I could use this little doohickey for. See, it's not that bad. You just got to kind of push them in there. And they do, this is a nice deep thing. So, you can kind of smash them in there. Not smash them. That sounds very aggressive. But you can get them in there. And then you shouldn't hold them that way. And then you just close it up. And then you would just, you just need some sort of labeling device or again, just a little address label or something to write the sizes on. And again, this size has 12 little compartments, but some of the sizes have like 18, I believe. I think the largest one has 18. So I don't know. out there for you in case you're interested. It is an iris case. I got mine on Amazon. Photo storage. Maybe. So that's the talk. Okay. Let's do shameless self-promotion, shall we? Okay, so there's going to be a shop update on January 17th with Charlie Harper Fabrics. Okay, it's January 17th, which is a Friday, and it'll be at 9 p.m. These bags will all be ready to ship out. They usually go out on Tuesday, Monday or Tuesday, depending on insanity. I always feel really guilty about that, but I'm just going to be honest with you. I cannot package orders on the weekends. It requires like a lot of mental concentration to package orders, and it's not a good idea to try to do it when there are people around. Originally I did my updates on Friday because I figured it would take all weekend to sell them and then I could send them out on Mondays, but I am so lucky. They usually sell it before that. Thank you. But that's why it's the Friday, and I hope it doesn't bother me. Okay, I'm not going to feel bad. Like, that's just how it is. I usually updates on Friday and then they go out usually Tuesday. Okay. There was an update last week with the Doctor Who bags, the companion bags. Thank you! The pre-order slots all filled up, and so those are in the works. I've ordered the fabric and all the notions and all that stuff, so it's coming in. Yay. Okay, Charlie Harper bags for this week. Alrighty. Now I'm going to show you just a few of them. There are multiple. Even the fabrics I'm showing you will be available in multiple sizes. The first one is the only exception. So this little guy is only available in the smallest size. This is the small wedge, which is $27. Isn't it cute? These are all 100% organic cotton outsides and 100% cotton inside. They all have the same lining, the canvasy lining. They are all interfaced, so they are freestanding. This fabric is challenging to work with. I just want to be honest, it does not hold ironing as well as I would hope. So please be aware if you are interested in the bags. I still think they're of good quality. I would not sell them if I thought otherwise. But be aware that the fabric itself does not hold crisp, like a crisp finish. It wants to this, whatever that is. So just be aware. I am doing my very, very best to make them look as good as they can. I still like them. I would buy one. So there's that fabric that is only available in this size. There is this fabric. Which has a red zipper and a gray tag. This is the large wedge size. And it is $35. And so this particular fabric is available in large wedge and the small wedge. Right. Do you love it? Ah! I do love it. These have been so fun. Here's another large wedge. This fabric is available again in the large wedge and the small wedge size. Red zipper, red tag. Now, the others I'm just going to show you the fabrics because they're all in progress and I don't have them finished to show you. So this is a fabric. Will be available in the large wedge and the sweater size. Right. It's all tiles. This little guy will be available in all 3 sizes because I love him. And then this gal will be available in the sweater size. So that's all for the week. I hope you have a lovely week, and I will talk to you next time.